The Chicago Bears pivot after Trey Henderson and Quinshon Judkins get off the board and they trade back and they select three players in the second round, giving up their third round selection. Me and C-Dubb gonna talk about it and break it down right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back into another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears. I'm your host here, Bobby, joined by my host, C-Dubb. What's the word, big dog?
Long night, long night.
Hey, it be like that. But hey, if y'all tuned in with us today, make sure y'all go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell as well. C-Dubb, we seen yesterday in day two for the Chicago Bears. They went ahead and they pivoted after seeing running backs who I believe that they would have went after in Quinshon Judkins and Treyveon Henderson just get wiped off the board. Quinshon Judkins went to the Cleveland Browns, while Treyveon Henderson went to the New England Patriots. How you feeling about the Chicago Bears not getting either of those two running backs?
I'm pretty salty. I ain't even gonna lie to none of y'all. I'm really salty, especially after I couldn't get Genty in the first round. I thought for sure we had an opportunity to get one of these guys. Especially we got really close with Treyveon Henderson. But somebody didn't mind their own damn business talking about the Patriots. So I can't lie to you and say I'm disappointed. We still didn't pick up a running back with the two picks that we picked up later on in a round when we traded. So I'm still looking for a running back. I just think we need it there, bro.
I agree with you, man. I really was a fan of Quinshon Judkins coming to the Chicago Bears, and then I'm looking at Treyveon Henderson, who I believe could have been an outstanding running back for the Chicago Bears as well. And it's just hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We can't control everything that the other teams do for their respective teams, and you just live with it. Hey, could the Chicago Bears have traded up? You know what I'm saying? Probably with the Miami Dolphins to go up at 37 to hop over the New England Patriots, possibly, but that's not what happened. And we lose out on those prospects to potentially come out and field the team. So with those selections being made, the Chicago Bears, they ended up first selecting Luther Burden with their 39th pick and then end up trading back with the Buffalo Bills to get an additional two second-round picks and selecting Ozzie Trapillo, offensive tackle out of Boston College, and then selecting defensive tackle later in the second round at pick 62 with Shamar Turner out of Texas A&M. C-Dubb, what are your initial thoughts on those prospects? Do you think that was a good pivot? How you feeling about those moves?
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna say I'm feeling neutral for most of the picks for the, but let's break them on down right through the three that we got. Luther Bird, I am extremely high on. Shout out to my guy Jake up at the gig. He went to school with this kid. This kid is an animal. I definitely watched him in 2023. He had a he had a damn. I don't want to say a disappointing year because the talent that he was working with wasn't that good. Although that shouldn't stop uh great players from shining through. But he had a pretty bad quarterback. I am really excited for Luther Burton, bro. He is going to be a weapon for the Bulls. Now, when we move to
Bears.
For the Bears, I'm sorry. When we move to Ozzie Trapillo from Boston College, it's a little surprise. I'm not going to act like I knew who he was. I'm in the process of getting to know him a little better. This guy he played every position but center. That means he's already a swing guy before even playing it down. We hope at least, you know what I'm saying. So he's a big guy, 6'8", 300 some pounds. I think 316. Um, it's a wait and see. That's why I say it's neutral. I want to wait and see with this kid. Um, and also with Shamar Turner from Texas A&M. I know we kind of swapped in the middle there in the defensive line. Maybe he's hungry, he come in there and he can shine better than anybody else on that line. I doubt that, but I will show be neutral and sit back and watch and see what he can do.
I think that's fair. You don't necessarily know how these prospects are necessarily going to pan out with this team, but I respect the Chicago Bears for saying, "Hey, y'all took our guys with 39. We're gonna get the guy that we absolutely want. Hey, Buffalo Bills, you came calling at 41. We're gonna move back and we're gonna get some prospects that we potentially like in other places, and we're gonna go ahead and select Ozzy Trapillo and then go out there and select Shamar Turner. I think those are two moves that you absolutely you didn't absolutely have to do it, but
Mhm.
it was a good pivot away from where you were at 41 to necessarily just go out there and pick up some additional pieces in the trenches. Now, when you talk about Shamar Turner, hey, Zach Pickens, he ain't been nothing but a bag of meat since he came to the Chicago Bears. We seen and we had high expectations for him. At least me personally, I high expectations for a Zach Pickens to come into the Chicago Bears, get coached up, and absolutely thrive. And throughout his tenure with the Chicago Bears, he ain't did nothing. And then when you talk about adding on to the offensive line, that's where you go ahead and you add additional depth pieces just to see what you can get from a said prospect. I did mention on the live that we can't forget about Theo Benedict. That was a offensive lineman that the Chicago Bears had this past when we was going through the honeymoon, through hard knocks and all that stuff, who eventually, unfortunately, suffered an injury. To see how he's coming back, who is the best offensive lineman coming out of Canada. And then you still got other guys like Karan, who I know you are not so high on, but allow the coaching staff to go out there and work with these young fellas to see how they can potentially provide depth for the Chicago Bears, just in case one of these players goes down, who's going to be in the starter lineup for us. And as so far, I say it was a good pivot. But like you said, I think it's a very key thing to say. We got to wait and see what they do on a actual football field. If we see them on the football field, but if we're not seeing them on the football field, we got to make sure that and hope that this coaching staff is getting these guys ready to play.
Oh, absolutely. Perfectly said. I think a sure thing is Luther Burden. He is absolutely going to put numbers up. He is too good at what he do. And he's going to have a relatively an easy route. I don't want to say easy route. This is the NFL, but he's not going to be facing the number one and the number two corner every fucking day, unless he get too good in the middle of the season. Then he'll start getting locked up by defensive coordinators. But the rest of the guys, you said it correctly. We're neutral on those. We'll wait and see what we see on the field.
I think it's fair, bro. But I also think that it was still a good pivot from the Chicago Bears. You lose out on some probably two of the best prospects you could have had in your running back field. That still leaves room for opportunity on day 3. You know what I'm saying? For the Chicago Bears to go out there and look at a Cam Scatterboot, to go out there and look at the running back that they brought in for a top 30 visit from SMU. You give yourself an opportunity to see what happens with that. I know there are still people wondering what they're going to do at that running back position for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And also maybe a couple people was talking about edges doing the stream. We didn't do it that. Maybe the Bears are happy what they got. Maybe they're gonna get somebody in the low rounds. Didn't we get the kid last year? The
Austin
ed,
Booker.
Austin Booker. We got him in the latter rounds, like the 4th round or something like
Yeah.
that, right?
Yep. 4th round.
Yeah, so I like Austin Booker. Maybe they still like Austin Booker. We'll see what they do. They got still a lot of options they could do in the latter rounds. So we'll see. We'll see.
We absolutely will see. And y'all let us know how y'all felt about those picks for the Chicago Bears that was selected on day 2. Let us know what you like. Let us know what you didn't like down in the comment box below. Now it's time for the best part of this episode. We're going to get into the voicemail. C-Dubb, this first voicemail is coming from Marcus.
Marcus.
Bear Central, what's up? This Marcus calling in. Call it in and hopefully calm some nerves, as I know was not initially happy with us picking Coulson Loveland last night. He was on my list of players that if we picked him at 10, I would have flipped the table. But I did a little digging after the fact, and I keep hearing there's been people that have looked at him and said, okay, I feel like he'd be better than Tyler Warren. I hadn't at that time looked at much of his tape or any of his tape. Honestly, I just kind of did a quick look at the numbers and I wasn't seeing it. After I looked at his tape, I think that initially Tyler Warren will look better immediately. I think long term, 2-3 years, Coulson Loveland will be not only better than Tyler Warren, I think he will be one of the best tight ends in the game. I think this was Ben Johnson's choice. Coulson Loveland runs routes clean. I mean, clean. He has some sneaky speed. He runs faster than what his 40 time says. That boy flies. He runs clean routes. He runs smart routes. He knows how to read the defenses and find the soft spots and the zones. He knows when to sit on his routes. He knows how to be a quarterback-friendly target. I've seen him coming back to get inside of his quarterback's vision when his quarterback is under duress. And then I think about the fact that both Declan Doyle and Ben Johnson have a background as tight end coaches. They handpicked this kid. They're going to mold this kid. Mark my words. Within the next 2 to 3 years, Coulson Loveland will be one of the best tight ends in the game of football. And hopefully that calms a few nerves. Like I said, I wasn't happy about it, but just look at the tape. Let's just look at the tape. That's all I can say. Fair down.
Shout out to my man's Marcus. Thanks for calling in, brother. Hey, but I'm with you. I don't necessarily know what the ceiling is for Coulson Loveland, but I do know that when you said that he is a smooth route runner and a easy target for a quarterback, hey, I agree with you 100%. I know there is a lot of people that wanted Tyler Warren. Hell, I would say that Tyler Warren would have been a solid fit for the Chicago Bears as well. I'm not going to act like I wasn't on board with that. But I will say that when you talk about schematics, it fits Ben Johnson and what he wants to do. Because if we looking at both tight ends with Cole Kmet and Tyler Warren, if you would have drafted Tyler Warren, you would have virtually damn near had the same type of tight end. Maybe one is a little bit more physical than the other, but you would have still had a similar type of skill set with the tight ends if you would have selected Tyler Warren and still had Cole Kmet, in my personal opinion. C-Dubb, what say you?
Oh, that's a great point. I'll just do this. The situation when they announced Coulson Loveland, it's sort of like when I was younger, like people was like, man, come with me to the Leclerc course. I'm like, fucking Leclerc course, bro. It's dangerous in there, bro. I ain't going in there. Then I had one day where I ain't had no choice because it was somebody I love's birthday. Then I went in there and it was different than I expected, bro. It was actually nice. It was like a regular, it's regular neighborhood.
Right.
So the first reaction is always gonna be an overreaction. So I need everybody to sit back and really study this guy. I understand the injury concern. He does have to recover from that shoulder, but I think y'all need to sit back and look at the film. I'm just asking.
For sure. And I agree with that. Appreciate the call, Marcus. C-Dubb. Now we about to be black yet again. He is my man, Marifa Assad. Here it is.
Bobby, C-Dubb, hey, them cognac boys. What's happening, fellas? It's your man, Marifa Assad, black yet again, man. Listen, didn't I tell you, man, last week when I called in, I said, expect the unexpected, man. Everybody and their mama was talking about some Ashton Jenkins, but shit. I said, ain't nobody seen, what's his boy name? Loveland, selected by the Tam Bears at first number at 10 picks. Nobody seen it coming. Nobody. It happens every year. Okay? I told you that. Man, but I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like the pick. I don't like the pick because he came pre-injured. He had a shoulder injury last year. We had Tyler Warren sitting right there, we could have got him. If you was going to take a tight end at number 10, you don't pick no non-premier position and top 10 free agent. That's just crazy, man. You could have got Mikael Williams, defensive end, who went right after us to the 49ers. Now watch him become defensive player of the year next year, okay? We missed out, man. We could have went to the trenches. We could have went to the trenches. Holmes could have drafted a left tackle right there. If he was going to get a pre-injured guy, he could have got Josh Simmons, left tackle, okay? But he let him go. He went with a tight end. That tell you how much they care, how much they really like Teron, Omega, DG, and Braxton Jones at left tackle. They really like him. Okay, so that's who's going to be the starter for next year. So we're going to see what's going to happen, man, with this Loveland cat. We're going to see. Hopefully he don't get tackled and fall down and on a bad angle and get re-injured again. We hope he don't have no arthritis in his shoulder. Man, we just going to see. But all I'm saying is this, man. Look, man, I'm just frustrated. We're going to see what's happening tonight in round 2 and round 3. Okay? He got another chance to make up for it. Now, I'm going to say this, man. Clay Matthews, I heard that shit you said in the beginning, and your Packers is going to pay. It's on site when we see it. It's up and it's stuck. So I'm going to get up out of here, man. I got places to go. Got people to see. You know what I'm going to say before I leave? It's Chicago up and bear down, baby. FTV. Let's go.
It's always FGB. And we heard Clay Matthews too with that dingy ass green sweater you had on. But C-Dubb, what you got for us?
I'm gonna just say shout out to Marifa Assad. I don't know anybody that can match your energy, bro. I just don't know. I think
Maybe you.
Maybe. Let's talk about your take. I think it's all fair. I think you do have to look at that injury. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you like I'm not worried about the injury. I'm worried about it. He's still injured at this very moment. He won't recover until before the training camp. Let's hope that happens. If he's not ready by training camp, expect the city to go crazy. And I'm gonna say this: Ryan Poles, he signed his name on this one. You did. I'm riding with you, Ryan.
And
Ben, both of y'all signed y'all name on this one, bro. So can't duck your shit on this one, bro. This shit gotta work, Ryan. I ain't gonna lie, it gotta work.
I agree with you, bro. I think that hey, Marifa, I think with what you saying, I think it's fair because it's the same reason why we looked at Josh Simmons and was like, we know he's a hell of a left tackle when he's healthy, but coming into the NFL, it's not really good coming into the NFL with the injury. But I will try to provide some type of context and say that, hey, my man Coleman Loveland played through that injury. He did play through it. Now we do want him to be healthy. I will say that, but I will also add in that hey, this is the doing of Ryan Poles and Ben Johnson. Hey, so we gotta sit back, hope that they doing the right thing. But this is definitely going on a list of what have you done since you came to Chicago, and if it does not work out. Y'all already know how crazy Chicago is with revisionist history. We do it all the time. And we're going to look back and we're going to say, hey, remember you took Coulson Loveland and he didn't necessarily work out for the Chicago Bears? It's one of those things that we're going to look at. But I will say I liked it the initial night when they selected him. I did hear about the injury after the selection, but when I went ahead and looked at a little bit more tape, I began to love the young fellow. Now I'm hoping that we can make something out of this. So we'll see. I'm with you though. You gotta make sure that this guy is a guy that can come in and be productive for you. But shout out to Marifa. That energy is infectious.
Yes,
on the real. It's crazy.
Yes,
but all right, C-Dubb, we're gonna get into this next one. This next one is from Keys.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Keys on this lovely Friday morning, man. Hope everybody doing well. But let's get to it. So, as we watched the draft last night, I guess all of the predictions and everything else that we made, we really didn't know what they was gonna do. I thought it was a chance we would get Tyler Warren, and I seen how they talked about Tyler Warren. But then to go from that and pick Coulson Loveland, that was a shocker. I ain't gonna lie to you. But what I will say is this: I think Coulson Loveland is a hell of a talent. You got to remember the year before, in 2023, when they won the national championship, Coulson Loveland was a dog, man. JJ McCarthy was looking great because a lot of the big plays they made was because of Coulson Loveland. Now, he had some good stats this year. He dealt with a couple of injuries. But every time he caught that ball, and me being a Michigan fan, he would always get away from motherfuckers, just like Tyler Warren. And I think the other thing that attributes to him being the guy for Ben Johnson's first pick is his the way he protects and the way he blocks. That goes undervalued. People who really know football and watch college football and know the game, you got to understand that Coulson Loveland is a dog at blocking. And the reason why they was able to run that ball so well in Michigan before Harbaugh left and everything else, they still ran the ball after this past year, was because they had a great blocking system with linemen and tight end. And he just slipped out and nobody could catch the boy. So I honestly think when I think about comparisons and I look at his body frame and stuff, I think his ability to escape and run routes and line up in a slot and do all of that, it kind of reminds me like this pairing with him and Caleb could turn into a Mahomes Kelsey type of deal, where Kelsey's a decent blocker, but I think Coulson Loveland is a better blocker. He look a little light, so you're gonna put muscle on that frame and everything like that. But I think he has a chance to really be good. That I don't think this impedes or stops anything for Cole Kmet. I think Cole Kmet could get better. And what Ben Johnson wants to do primarily is run the goddamn ball. And then you still got your options at tight end and wide receiver. Look at how the Detroit Lions did it. And a lot of people looking at it like, what the fuck we doing? But you got to remember, Ben Johnson was behind getting Jahmyr Gibbs. Look how that turned out. But let me know what you guys think. Shot town up, bear down. Let's go get Quinshon Judkins and Mike Green. Let's go.
You gonna be mad?
I was about to say that, but hey, shout out to you, Keys. I love the voicemail. Me personally,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go out there. I understand comps. They always gonna come into the NFL, but I don't necessarily like doing it personally for me, because sometimes these players get compared to guys that are Hall of Fame bound or Pro Bowl bound or All Pro bound, and I think it's a bit unfair. But I totally understand why people do it. So I'm not faulting you, but I'm just speaking because I don't want to say he's gonna be up to Travis Kelce standards, and then he comes below that, and then I thought he was Travis Kelce. Not saying that you will do that, but I do see where you're coming from. Me, Coulson Loveland, I just think that he's gonna fit the 12-man personnel packages really, really well. And then who's to say that they're not gonna go with a 2x2? That's 2 on one side, 2 on the other side. And to say that, you know what I'm saying, with Coulson Loveland, just to have him being able to operate and create separation, and here I'm talking about, I'm watching tape on Sam Laporta. I'm watching tape on Nico Collins. I'm watching tape on Evan Ingram. Those are good guys that utilize their size in a really good way to separate from linebackers and safeties. And Coulson, if he pans out, he's going to be a matchup nightmare if he pans out the right way. You want him to get healthy with that shoulder. You want Ben Johnson to put him in the best position to thrive. But I will say, we just got to wait and see at this particular moment, because we always win a damn offseason. I'm ready to win football games.
No, bro.
But shout out to you, bro. C-Dubb, what you got?
Yeah, that was beautiful. I'm gonna take it this way. Nephew, back in the 90s, it actually was a song, and it was a saying we used to say, we see the bitch in you. But I'm gonna flip that around. I see the star in this kid. He can handle the media. The media loves him. If y'all seen his interview, He is great. He's sharp. He's intelligent. He has an answer for every question. Very entertaining. Answering the questions. You can see a star when he's up there at the podium. That was a rookie up there that just got drafted. Talking to the media, really handling the media. Now we got to see if that shit works out on the field. I see all them projections and Patrick Mahomes. That's whoa. Let's go to training camp. Let's go mini camp first.
On the real.
And he ain't even playing in mini camps, nephew. He can't even play. So let's go to training camp.
Let's get to training camp to see what happens. But I think they're gonna have him ready to play, and I think he's gonna be able to make a good impact early on. And who's to say? Hey, I'm just saying, you might be. I'm gonna pump the brakes. I'm gonna pump the brakes.
No, motherfucking wait.
No, I'm gonna pump the brakes.
Oh, when this go off, you gotta tell me what you thinking.
I was gonna say, who knows where he might rise in this tight end room. I'm just saying, we've seen
Don't
Ben
you
Johnson.
Start no shit. Shut up, nephew. Don't you start no shit.
All right. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. But shout out to Keys. You know we rock with you, dog. I love exactly what you're doing in our city and how you represent it, because you big blue. Go Michigan. Shout out to you, my boy. They hating on us right now. It's okay. But shout out to the Chicago Bears as well. C-Dubb, we getting into the last one. This last one is from K2.
K2's my boy.
Yo, what's going on, fellas? It's your boy K2, man. Good morning. I hope y'all having a good morning. And I just called in, man, because these are my post-draft thoughts. I mean, our first pick, man, I thought we would have traded down if we didn't get Jesse, but, you know, it is what it is. And I was kind of a little confused at first because I'm like, who is this guy? Who is Coulson Loveland? Like, I never heard of him. Like, nobody had him on mock drafts. Nobody scouted him. Nobody, you know, I mean, we didn't see anything about him. I didn't see anything about him, man. But, you know, and I was kind of upset because I'm like, man, Tyler Warren was available. If you go get a tight end, because I understand Ben Johnson likes to run 12 personnel, 2 tight end sets. Like, it makes sense. You know, but I don't know. Maybe he saw something in the kid that, you know, we all didn't see, man. And I'm a trust my coach on this one, man. I really, really believe in Ben Johnson, and if he believes this kid is worthy with the type of coaching staff that he has, man, who knows, man? He probably will be a way better pro than we think, you know. So I'm a trust my coach on this one, man. I seen a lot of reactions last night, man. A lot of people wasn't too happy, man, and I was kind of one of them, man. But I guess after looking at a little bit of film, you know, realizing that he's kind of, you know, he's on the tall side, man. He's a little thin, but maybe he can gain a little weight. He looks like a good route runner. Could be schemed real good in Ben Johnson's offense. He looks like a decent pass blocker, you know. And I think he look like he got some nice hands, man. So, you know, if anything, man, if he could be what we think Cole can make him be his rookie year, that's a win-win for us, bro. Especially in the Ben Johnson schemed offense, man. So we'll just see, man. I'm starting to like the pick the more and more. It weighs on me, man. So I don't know, man. Let me know what y'all think, man. On the day too, man. Let's beef up these lines, man. I hope y'all having a good day. And I hope y'all have an even better weekend, man. As always, Chicago up and down.
All right. Shout out to my boy K2. Look, I would just say this, man. Look, just real quick. The same grace we gave Matt Eberflus, Ben Johnson deserves that type of grace. You know what I'm saying? We might not have to like every pick that they have brought in. Coulson Loveland wasn't the sexy pick. I ain't gonna lie to you. If Ashton Jeanty would have failed a 10 and they would have selected him, people would have been going bonkers and yes. Mm-hmm. But it's not the sexy pick. It's a pick that came out of left field. I didn't even say that the Chicago Bears was gonna select Coulson, but he's here now. Hopefully, Ben Johnson can get the best out of this young fella to where he's gonna thrive and he's gonna be able to help this team win football games. Because we tired of winning off season. We want to win football games over here in Chicago. C-Dubb, what you got?
Hey, shout out to my boy K Deuce. I feel like I ain't seen you in a long time. I'm gonna be really quick as well. This is Ryan Pohl's most boldest pick since he's been a Chicago Bear general manager. And I think the reason for that is because Tyler Warren was available. And I think he went next right after, didn't he? You think he went 11?
No, Tyler Warren went 14 to the Colts.
14 to the Colts. So he went a little bit right after him.
Mm-hmm.
It's a ballsy pick, pause, for Ryan Poles. He thinks he really got him one. He really believes in his kid with the injury. So we just gonna have to ride with him, and we gotta hold him to it because he believes in it. He's putting the stamp on it. So give him the benefit of the doubt. Let it all materialize, and it better work, Ryan. Better work. I can imagine the words that can be said if it doesn't.
Oh, yeah. Everybody going to start bringing up Chase Claypool, Nate Davis, and all this other stuff. So, hey, let's hope it works out for the better. But, hey, that is it from us today, man. C-Dubb, you got anything else?
Hey, man, we still got a couple more rounds left. Make sure y'all tune in to CBC to get y'all the best and the freshest and the dopest Chicago takes you can ever hear.
All right, make sure y'all lock in. Go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you want to call in and be a part of the mailbag episode, go ahead and call in, state your name, leave your take. The number to do so is 773-242-9336. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears. And y'all already know, man. Chi-Town up and bear down, baby. We're going to catch y'all later for them last few rounds of the draft. Peace out, y'all.
How you like C Lovely as a nickname?
No, gang, we pass on that.
We can't
Peace,
do
that.
Y'all. C Lovely.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.